AITA for refusing to share a room after my friend changed her mind about a trip? Everyone involved in this situation is in our early 40s, including me. I recently went through a divorce, and to be honest, it's been really tough. But I put in the work, I went to therapy, focused on myself, and little by little, I started to feel like me again. I got off my rusty dusty, as my grandma would say, started going to the gym, reconnected with my friends, and for the first time in a while, I actually feel good. One thing I've always loved is traveling. My ex and I used to take frequent vacations, and just because that chapter of my life is over doesn't mean I have to give that up too. So I decided to plan a trip with my friends. I invited 5 friends, and 3 of them said yes right away. Diane was one of the 2 who declined because she already had a few trips planned and didn't have the time. Totally fair, no issue there. I went ahead and planned everything. I found a great 4-bedroom Airbnb where everyone would have their own room. One friend and I each took the master bedrooms, and the other 2 each got rooms with 2 separate beds. Flights got booked, everything was set, and we were all really excited. The trip is just a month away. Then this weekend happened. Diane called me and said one of her trips fell through, and now she's suddenly available and wants to join us. At first, I thought, great. I told her I'd reach out to our Airbnb host to see if she had another property nearby or could recommend a hotel close to us. That's when things shifted. Diane got upset and asked why she couldn't just stay with us. I explained that all the rooms are already taken, something she already knew, since I'd been talking about the trip the whole time. Then she suggested that I switch rooms with one of the others so she and I could share a double room. I told her no. And yes, call me selfish, call me mean, call me whatever, but I'm a grown woman who needs her space. I just spent 12 years sharing a room with my ex. I finally adjusted to having my own space again, and I value that more than I can explain. The other women feel the same way. They rarely get time away from their husbands and kids, and this trip was always meant to be a space where everyone could have their own room and decompress. I explained all of this to Diane, but she either doesn't understand or just doesn't want to. Then she went behind my back and called the other women, who are really only friends with her through me, and asked if any of them would share their room with her. Every single one of them said no and suggested the same thing I did. She could book a nearby Airbnb or hotel and still spend all the time with us during the trip. For context, money is not the issue. We're all professionals and financially stable. Diane herself often travels solo specifically because she doesn't like having to compromise with others. Her words, not mine. The trip she originally had planned, the one that fell through, even had her in her own room. So we're not asking her to do anything she hasn't chosen for herself before. Now she's not speaking to any of us. And honestly, I feel bad, but not as bad as I think I'm supposed to. I've been through a lot this past year. I've just gotten to a place where I can manage my own emotions again. I don't have the capacity to take on hers too. She knew this trip was finalized. She knew what everyone needed out of it. And now it feels like she's bringing unnecessary tension into something that was supposed to be peaceful and fun. So now I'm left wondering, am I wrong for not accommodating her?